Most people don't understand what really goes on inside that magical box that lets them use the internet, play games, or do their work. I'm going to tell you about the basic components that make standard computers tick. We start with the main board, a board with a bunch of small connections running through many layers of materials that hold them all together. It lets all the other components communicate with each other, as well as some basic processing from a chip on the board called the chipset. This chipset identifies the components and lets the others know what's going on. Now we're going to look at the central processing unit, or the CPU. It's the main chip of any computer, and it does most of the thinking when you use programs. Its main gauging factors are core count and frequency. A system with only 2 cores and a low frequency is going to be much less capable than one with, say, 8 cores and a higher frequency. This component is usually skimped out on lower end laptops. Now we got memory. Not where you store your files, but system memory. This is used to store data that the CPU is going to use shortly in its calculations. It's volatile, though, meaning that all data stored on it is lost when the system loses power or shuts down. Permanent storage is handled by a storage drive. This can either be the cheaper, higher capacity hard disk, which uses spinning magnetic platters, or solid state drives, which have no moving parts, making them more robust and reliable. Solid state drives have faster access to their data, but are more expensive and don't have as much capacity as a hard disk. A GPU, or a graphical processing unit, is what generates the visuals you see on your monitor or screen. It takes data fed to it by the CPU and outputs a video signal to the display. This component has a massive effect on performance when gaming or doing professional animation, like you'd see from Disney or Pixar. The power supply does exactly what the name entails. It supplies electrical power to everything in the system. Having a power supply that doesn't give enough power can damage the system over time. But going a little high won't have any effect on the components, but it will decrease power efficiency. If you don't worry about your power bill, it's no problem. Finally, there's a case to hold all these components together. It's literally the box that holds everything. It's got the power button and it's got your lights built in. Hopefully you understand a little more about what goes on inside that box of yours. Look into what components you have and see what others are running. Until next time.